Hello dear students. Today we are going to discuss another problem on income from business. The problem is like this. The following is the profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020 of Western Sugar Mill, of which Sri Daga is the owner. Now here they have given profit and loss account. So whenever the profit and loss account is given, that means we are supposed to calculate business income. If receipts and payment account or income and expenditure account, if it is given, in that situation, we are supposed to calculate income from profession. Okay, or otherwise in the problem itself, they'll give specifically to calculate business as well as professional income. Okay, now here, since they have given profit and loss account, first we are going to identify the business expenditures, business incomes, non-business expenditures, and non-business income. As a rule, as I have already explained in the previous sessions, we are supposed to include, include only those expenditures and incomes which are related to business, and we have to exclude the non-business expenditures and non-business incomes. And again, in order to include and exclude, what we have to do is we have to consider the net profit as per the books of account, and to that net profit we have to add disallowed expenditures or non-business expenditures, and we have to deduct the allowable expenditures which are not debited to the profit and loss account, and we have to deduct non-business incomes which are credited in the profit and loss account. So in order to do so, we have to identify the business expenditures, business incomes. Okay. Let us identify one by one. So first one, to manufacturing expenses, 7,01,000. Now to this, we have to see the additional information. See, additional information number one, it says that sale proceeds of cane include rupees 5,32,000 on account of cane produced and consumed in the factory and debited to manufacturing expenses. The average market price of such cane being rupees 6 lakh. Okay. Now, while solving the problem, not only the records of profit and loss account, along with that, we have to consider the additional information. Okay, solution must be in line with the profit and loss account entries, and along with that, the additional information. Now here, they have given one additional information with regard into the manufacturing expenses. So total manufacturing expenses they have debited to the profit and loss account is 1,07,000, right? But in the additional information, they also says that the sale proceeds of the cane include rupees 5,32,000 on account of cane produced and consumed in the factory and debited to manufacturing expenses, the average market price of such cane being 6 lakh rupees. Okay. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕೇನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 5,32,000 ವರ್ತ್ ಕೇನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಬ್ಬನ್ನ ಶುಗರ್ ಕೇನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಬ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಆ 5,32,000 ವರ್ತಿನ ಕೇನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವರೇ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವರು 5,32,000 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದರ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿತ್ತು 6 lakh rupees. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 5,32,000 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ Okay, ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5,32,000 ವರ್ತ್ ಇದು ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು? ಅವರೇ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, 7,01,000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ನಾವು? So we have to deduct, okay, we have to deduct, but the amount of deduction must be equivalent to the market price of the cane. Fine. While solving the problem, from the net profit we have to deduct. Okay, let's move towards another point. Excise duty 92,795. Excise duty is related to business. Okay, excise duty is nothing but the duty on manufacturing. Okay, suppose if you are manufacturing a product, okay, and when a product leaves from your factory gate, okay, or leaves out of your factory gate, at that time you are liable to pay excise duty. Of course, it is the indirect tax that you are going to collect it from the end source. That is a different thing. But whenever the thing you produce is living out of your factory gate, you are supposed to, or you are liable to pay excise duty, and it is related to business, so it is allowable. Okay, it is allowable expenditure. Excise duty, GST paid, or sales tax. So ee ರೀತಿಯ ಯಾವುದೇ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ that is allowable expenditure. But income tax is not allowed. ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, income tax is not allowable. The next, establishment charges 49,200. Now we have to see any additional informations are provided or not for establishment charges, that we have to see. Okay, so here establishment charges are allowable, so no other information is given here. It is allowable. Then fine paid to excise department 2,000. Now here you are not supposed to break law. ಸೊ ಫೈನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಸಪೋಸ್ ನೀವು ಬೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ, ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಫೈನ್ ಕಟ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿ, ವೆದರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಲೋಯಬಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್? ನೋ, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಎನಿ ಲಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾನೂನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಕೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ನಾಳೆ ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಬ್ಬರದ್ದು ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ XY ಅನ್ನ ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೇರಿಂಗ್ ಲಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಎನಿ ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಫೈನ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ? ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಲಾ ಅನ್ನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಫೈನ್ ಬೀಳ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಫೈನ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಎನಿ ಲಾಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬ್ರೋಕನ್ maybe, okay, certain provisions. Okay, you broke certain provisions, so you paid fine to the department, but it is not allowed as a business expenditure. It is not in line with the business activities. Okay, then salaries and wages, they are allowed. Okay, usually in the firm there will be numerous number of employees, and salaries and wages are paid to them are treated as business expenditures because they work for the business. Okay, because of them business goes smoothly, or business functions smoothly, right? So salaries and wages are allowable expenditures. Then general charges. The next item is general charges. Now here, general charges usually nothing but the general expenditures only. But sometimes what happens, certain points, okay, or certain expenses may be of personal in nature. They may be recorded in the general charges. Okay, in such situations, we have to exclude, or we have to deduct such personal expenditures from the profit and loss account. Now let us see whether general charges. See here, point number 3. General charges include ₹2,000 being the legal expenses incurred in defending suit regarding the company's title to certain agricultural lands. So this is supposed to be deducted. Okay, 2,000 we must deduct because it is not related to business. So business related to legal charges alone. So they have incurred that in order to defend a suit over the title suit or the title on certain agricultural lands, right? So it is not related to business, so it must be deductible. Then second point B, here you can observe rupees 10,000 paid to Sri Daga's son, who is employed in the sugar mill for a trip to Hawaii to study modern methods of manufacture. Now it is connected with the business. Okay, here Daga's son is the employee of sugar mill. He's not the owner. Okay, he's the employee, and he goes for the trip to Hawaii. So the main purpose of that trip is not to enjoy or something, what you know, for relaxation, or the objective is not of leisure, right? So the objective is to learn some methods of manufacture. That means these methods are helpful for the business. So the expenditure what incurred here, so that is allowable as business expenditure. But this 2,000 rupees is not related to business. They had separate agricultural land, okay, maybe uh, family land maybe, okay, and brothers might have sued him in the court, and he's also defending his title. So there are such situations, but it is not at all connected with the business. But this 10,000 is connected with the business, it is allowed. This 2,000 is not allowed. So this we have to deduct. Okay. The next, interest on bank loan. Interest on bank loan 21,000 they have debited here. Now we have to observe the purpose of bank loan. So if it is purpose is not given, or anything, any other information is not given, so that must be considered as a business expenditure. Okay. Now here general charges 2,000, legal expenses they have to be added. Okay. So already they have debited here legal charges, that is disallowed, that must be added back in the general charges. Okay. Interest on bank loan, nothing is given in the additional information, so we are assuming it as the business loan was taken for the business purpose. Okay, then Daga's remuneration, since he is the sole proprietor of the business, he is the head and tail of the business. So whatever business earns profit, that profit definitely belongs to the Daga, right? But in addition to that, he has drawn his remuneration part. See here. So according to taxation provision, it is not allowed, and the Daga's remuneration must be added back to the net profit. Then depreciation. The amount of depreciation is here. Here it is 91,000 debited in the profit and loss account. But in the additional information, just concentrate here. Depreciation in respect of all assets has been ascertained at 50,000 as per income tax rules. That means the actual depreciation which is to be debited to the profit and loss account as per income tax, okay, is rupees 50,000. But here they have debited 91,000. So what is the excess amount they have debited to the profit and loss account? So that must be added back to the net profit. Okay. Now 91,000 minus 50,000. So that comes to 41,000. That must be added back. That 41,000 must be added back. Then income tax 25,000 debited in the profit and loss account. Now income tax, as I have already said, so it is not at all related to the business. Okay, income tax is a tax on total income and not on business income. So it is not connected with the business, so we have to add back. Then next, cultivation expenses they have given 4,37,000. 4,37,500. Now cultivation expenses are not related to business. Cultivation expenses usually, they are connected with the agricultural land, right? So agricultural land. So it's a part of agricultural expenditure, not business expenditure. But here the person or the assessee has considered in the profit and loss account of the business. So what we have to do, we have to add back this cultivation expense to the profit and loss account. Now, so these are all this is about the expenditure, explanation on expenditure debited in the profit and loss account. Now, let us consider the credit side of the profit and loss account. Now, we have sale of sugar and molasses. They have given 11,62,300, and no entry is there for the related aspect. So it is allowed as a business expenditure. Then rent from agricultural land. So it is not related to business. So it will fall under income, agricultural income. Rent from agricultural land. So it's agricultural income. It is not related to business. Revenue from fisheries. It is not related to business. So it will include in the agricultural income. Then sale proceeds from canes. Okay. Sales proceeds from canes, here they have credited 6,05,055 rupees. And in the additional information, it was said that the same cane costing 5,32,000 was used or consumed in the factory. The total market price of such canes was 6 lakh rupees. Now, what we have to do is we have to deduct this 6 lakh. We have to consider market price, okay? 6 lakh, which is debited in the manufacturing expenses. But along with that, we have sales proceeds from canes they have given. Now, just observe the title here, Western Sugar Mill. Okay, Western Sugar Mill. The name of the entity is, or name of the firm is Sugar Mill. Western Sugar Mill. The main purpose is manufacturing of sugar. Now here, the firm must sell sugar, right? But here they have recorded sale proceeds from canes. ಕಬ್ಬನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿತಾರೆ, ಗದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಬಟ್ ಆ ಗದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದ ಕಬ್ಬಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಶುಗರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ಶುಗರಿನ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಬ್ಬನ್ನ, ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಬ್ಬನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಎಂಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು? ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ 6,05,055 ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫೈನ್. Then profit on sale of motor 3,230. Now here for this an adjustment is there. See here, the motor sold during the year for rupees 7,230 was purchased in the past year for 19,000. Depreciation claimed in the respect thereof to the past assessments was 15,000. That means the return on value of the motor was 19,000 minus 15,000. 4,000 was the return on value, and that motor was sold for the year for rupees 7,230. The difference 7,230 minus 4,000 will be the profit. But this is not a business profit. Profit on sale of motor. This is not a business profit. So in order to consider it as a business profit, here the assessee must sell sugar or sugar products, right? So it is not related to business. They have sold motor. So it is a capital gain, short-term capital gain. So not related to business. What we have to do, we have to deduct. Okay. Now let us consider the solution part of the problem. Net profit given in the problem 1,79,095. To this we have to add disallowed expenses. Remember, disallowed expenses means maybe non-business expenditures, okay, or maybe expenses which are not allowed as deduction. Okay, such expenditures we have to add back to the net profit. First one is fine. We are not supposed to break any rules, but even if you are breaking the rules, for the same you cannot claim deduction as business expenditure here according to the income tax provisions. The next, Dada's remuneration, as I've already said, is a sole proprietor, head and tail of the business, but still, though he is charging or he is drawing some amount from the business as his remuneration, even though he is entitled of a 100% claim over the profits of the business. But because of this reason, according to income tax provision, the other remuneration is not allowed as business expenditure. We have to add that to the net profit. Then excess depreciation. As I've already said, the total amount of depreciation debited in the profit and loss account was 91,000. But in the additional information, it was given that after calculating all the assets, okay, the total amount of depreciation will stand at rupees 50,000. But in the profit and loss account, they have charged the excess depreciation. This excess depreciation, because of this excess depreciation, the net profit of the firm decreases, right? So what we have to do, that excess part of depreciation must be added back to the net profit. So 41,000. Then income tax, as I have already said, income tax is not allowable as business expenditure. We have to add that 25,000. Cultivation expenses, it is related to agriculture. Suppose if it is like the factory expenditure or factory related expenditures were there, that we would have considered, right? But here the cultivation expenses are purely related to agricultural purpose. It is not at all related to business, so we have to add that. Then expenses on crane produced 5,32,000. So here cost of cane, the additional information it is there, right? Sale proceeds of cane include 5,32,000. Actual market price was 6 lakh. But here the cane production, so it is related to the agriculture, not related to business, but it is included in the account. So what we have to do, we have to add that. Then expenses relating to agricultural land, it is connected with the additional information, point number 3. Legal expenses related to agricultural land, it is included in the business account. It is not allowed. We have to add that. Then deduction part, rent from agricultural land. Okay, so it's agricultural income. We must deduct. Rent from fisheries, so income from other sources. You can consider income from other sources. 4 lakh we have to deduct. Sale proceeds of canes, again agricultural income. We have to deduct. Profit on sale of motor, short-term capital gains, we have to deduct, and the cane used in factory, average market price, okay, that we have to consider here, 6 lakh rupees. So again, cane used in factory means it is self-grown, so it was not brought from somewhere else, okay, he himself has grown cane and he is using it, so we have to deduct 6 lakh. So total amount of deduction would be 12,13,235. If we deduct the 12,13,235 from 12,57,345, we will be getting 44,110. So this is about the income from business. Okay. I think for today's session, so it is sufficient. We'll see some of the problems in the next session. Thank you.